Alright, what's going on YouTube? We're back at it for another Back for Blood video, and today we're going to be talking about the finale deck for Act 2, as well as going through the gameplay, showing you what you need to get done. Arguably one of the easiest portions of Nightmare that I've actually run through so far. Essentially all we're going to be dealing with is ogres and breakers. Special infected are going to get blown away by the explosive power you'll have with this deck. You'll need at least one person running this, but if you have the whole team running this, it'll probably go a whole lot smoother. Some people could go down, things could go pear-shaped, but hopefully this guide will help you in order to possibly just one run this and have no worries with it. Now if you'd like to copy and paste this deck, obviously it'll be down in the description below, listed in order by name. We'll start off Run Like Hell, 15% move speed, very similar to the previous deck that I was running between checkpoint 1 and 2 in Act 2. Cross trainers, stamina regen, move speed, superior cardio, 20% stamina, 20% sprint efficiency. Olympic sprinter, we want that sprint efficiency, especially since we're using Mad Dash. Now the speed buff from this sprint speed 20% is going to be huge. It's going to be you're going to be running away from special infected faster than you possibly thought you could. But at the same time, we take a hit on sprint stamina efficiency, so we're mitigating that with the 30% here. But right after that, grenade pouch. Trust me, don't even worry about that 10% damage dealt. We're going to have plenty of grenades, and they're going to be completely overpowered for this, and it's pretty much all you're going to be using, aside from just using that speed to get to the next safe room. And right after that, adding more, you would really utilize Hoffman for this build. That way you can hold 5 grenades with this build. But if you're using anybody else, this will essentially make sure that you can hold 4. You may find a team upgrade, but a lot of times you'll spending all your money on the grenades themselves. Right after that, Bomb Squad, 100% explosive damage. This is really going to beef up that damage from the grenades and just start mulching some of those ogres and breakers. Right after that, Improvised Explosive, 75% accessory damage, just adding on top of that. Demolition's Expert, 50% accessory damage. And then right after that, Fire in the Hole. This is going to be essential for the final mission, just giving you that added movement speed and temporary health every time you're throwing a grenade. These breakers have the ability to one-shot you very easily, since the common infected are also probably picking at you. You already know if you're this far in Nightmare, the damage is going to be a lot realer. If corruption cards are going to start hitting with monstrous everywhere on all the special infected, and they're going to be having amplified damage as well as amplified health, possibly armored as well, and explosive resistance. But with all these added damage cards, you'll essentially be one-shotting just about everything in your way, except for the ogres and breakers. It's going to take more than a few, but that's why we're adding to that grenade pouch, so you don't have to run back, pick some up. But some moments during the video, we'll cover that soon enough. And right after that, padded suit. Arguably, you could take this out and throw in some more accessory damage with the grenade trading 25%. But with these 3 cards, it was more than enough damage that I needed. And the last 3 cards, no bother. Fill in whatever you'd like. Not going to be necessary for this, but we're going to get straight into the gameplay footage and give you the how-to guide on how to make it through this as easy as possible. Alright guys, so we'll start at Heralds of the Worm Part 1. You may have noticed it's the exact same run that you'll use inside of Vet in order to farm supply points, and we're going to be using exactly the same strat. If you do have team accessory damage upgrade available in the buy station and you have enough copper, that would be something that would be really recommended to buy. Obviously, it's going to be something that empowers the grenades even more. And that means that's going to be the less that you'll need to buy, or the less you'll need to use against some of these ogres and breakers in order to break them down as quick as possible. But what we'll do is just buy up a stun gun, some pain pills, as many grenades as possible. Generally, 15 will be perfect for this mission. You're not going to have an unlimited supply. And one thing to really note, try your best when it comes to aiming those. If you miss a couple, it's not going to be the easiest. We don't have much for weak spot damage. Actually, we don't have any weak spot damage on this build at all. So if it comes down to gunfire, if you don't have somebody that has weak spot damage, it's going to be a little bit more difficult in order to take down that breaker or ogre. But generally, the grenades will be enough as long as you're hitting the target. But what you do is just buy up those grenades and then move them down to that little checkpoint gate right there. And then we'll skip forward, move all those down. And essentially, you'll just come in, open the gate, and soon enough, Ogre's going to spawn right at that gate on the other end. You can already see them now. Loads of special infected. Sometimes it's a good idea to have somebody on the minigun just take out some of those stalkers, hawkers, small things like that that could interrupt the damage possibility, or exploders at the same point. But once he gets close enough, where it's not possible to miss pretty much. Got to be careful as well. Obviously, those grenades do a lot of damage. If they're too close to you, you aim just the wrong spot, you could hit yourself, you could hit teammates, you don't want to down them. But right after you take down the ogre, you saw how quick that was, even with gray grenades, but if you have green, it's going to be even quicker. You just take out some of the special infected. You really don't want to waste any of these grenades or just leave them behind. So toss them out, clear the area so you'll have the free will to go around, look for copper, have that money saved up for the next mission in order to buy up more grenades for that mission, considering we're going to have a breaker and an ogre. But by this point, picked up all the grenades I needed. We've got all the leftovers. So we're just going to push on, search the area, try to minimize as much damage as we can possibly take. Maybe a few special infected here and there. If you have some extra grenades, use them on them. Trust me, you're just going to be one-shotting them. And if you just have excess, it's better to use it and not waste it. We'll skip forward, essentially just looking around, got some cards laying around, bunch of copper, and then pop straight into the save room. Now we'll skip forward, get to the second mission. This is when we utilize fire in the hole. This is going to be hugely beneficial for you in case there's a special infected coming close to you, or a breaker decides to jump at you right as you throw the grenade. Maybe you took some explosive damage yourself, or you just needed to move away pretty quickly. So it's going to give you that movement speed and that temporary health at the same time to pretty much help save yourself from possible downing or dropping straight dead if you don't have any reses left. But from this point, we're going to use pretty much the same strat. We'll buy up as many grenades as possible that we'll possibly need for this. Another 15 is arguably all you're really going to need. But from this point, you'll buy them up. Now, there's a bit of a trick to dropping these over the ledge. If you'll notice, as soon as you open that door, you've got this kind of awning that you'll step on, and then you'll have to jump over. If you go over to this left corner right here, and you just kind of look, not all the way down, but just over that railing, and then you'll be able to just drop them over the edge. Took a little bit to figure out. Sometimes it will just drop straight at your feet, but kind of angle it a little bit over the ledge, or at least your crosshairs, and then drop it, and it should go over the edge. But from this point, we'll kind of clear out some of the common infected, take out some of the special infected that may be around. Don't alert the birds. You know, you don't want to waste any grenades on some special infected and a load of common infected coming up on you. You want to mitigate that damage as much as possible. We'll need all the health for the next mission, especially it's going to be really hectic, but with this grenade build, should make it pretty easy and pretty quickly done. Look out for sleepers as well. Sometimes things can go wrong. Maybe you just don't notice it. You're just ready to go straight forward, but sadly enough, that sleeper ended up calling in a horde. You can see we've already got some special infected, wasted one grenade on that. Maybe we might have needed it later, or maybe we didn't have enough grenades. Could be problematic. So one thing to look out for and just keep notice for. We'll skip forward. Essentially, we'll move all the grenades up on top of this, what is this? It's like a diner area, some kind of thing, food restaurant. I don't know what you call it. What is it, hamburgers? Yeah, some kind of makeshift McDonald's, Ireland. Who knows? But pick up the bots. They'll be useful for just meat shielding and other things like that. But like I said before, we'll just move all the grenades on top of this building, and then all we'll have to do is push forward. Took a minute. But you'll push forward to this location, take out that sleeper. You really don't want that. I mean, we've already seen the sleeper take out half of my health already, but we want to be able to run through as soon as we kill this ogre and this breaker as quickly and as effectively as possible without taking too much damage. But from this point, you'll just utilize the grenades, really wait for him to get close enough for you to hit him. Again, you really don't want to waste those grenades. I've had more than a few moments where I've tossed a couple of them, looked like it was going to hit him, but didn't end up hitting him. Now, it can get a bit dangerous. He could possibly jump over, and if he does that, it's going to make him an easy target. But you'll notice, yeah, lobbed 2 grenades, missed both of them. That's why you really want to get that close-up angle. You want to make sure that you have the ability to hit him straight on, not worry about tossing it straight over his head. It looks like it might hit him, but sometimes the angle isn't quite perfect. From this point, my buddy had the same build running. He was able to take him out as well, and then I was just able to toss as many grenades right there We still have some left over. Picked them up, told him about that. We'd already upgraded the grenades to green by this point. Tossing a couple just to clear out some of the special infected so there's no possibility of us having some trouble walking out. And then from this point, you could kind of look around if you wanted to, if it was pretty clear. But for me, by this point, it's just time to go. As you noticed, things got a little bit pear-shaped right there. Decided, who cares about the birds? All we have is a straightaway all the way to the safe room. Now, sadly enough, my buddy's going to have some trauma damage for the next mission since he went down. That's something we want to avoid. But sometimes things don't go always as planned, so you're going to have to push forward anyways. You don't want that fail. You want the possibility of a continue just in case things go wrong in the next mission, because they can go wrong pretty quickly when it comes to the church mission. Now, when it comes to this mission, buy up as many grenades as you can possibly buy. All of them. Any amount. Every single one of them. Sometimes they'll be at a little bit of a reduced price. I'm not sure how that happens. Sometimes you'll notice the pain pills, other prices are a bit lower than they normally are from the previous mission. Like you'll notice right now they're 112 instead of 150. I'm not sure how that works. I'd probably have to look into that. But buy up as many as you can. And from this point, we're going to clear out this front area. Make sure all of these common infected are gone so we don't have to worry about these rushing in from behind us or any moment like that, and especially with the charred. If you have the corruption card but the charred, just stay as far away from some of these. You'll notice I'm taking a good bit of damage from them just getting close, not even being able to hit me. They're just in the vicinity, dealing some heavy damage. Now, arguably, I don't know where copper is sitting around in this area because we're not going to utilize it. There's no next mission. You could pick this up. Maybe it's possibly going to be beneficial. I did end up grabbing enough to buy at least one more grenade, drop some, and then bought one more at least. Every little bit can count, but essentially at some point that vendor's going to close. You're not going to be able to buy that much more, but if you can get just a small amount from that small area right there, it is a good idea to buy them up. Well, what you want to do is drop the grenades over right at this little intersection, pretty much right where that stop or stop sign, I guess, on the ground is. But you'll drop them there, and then you can push up to the church, but you'll move all these grenades all the way to the front right here. We'll just skip past this. But in this church, there's some weapons attachments, ammunition, a couple other things that could be helpful to you. I've seen some other people utilize barbed wire in this area at that front door. Essentially, they aggroed the ogre after they killed all of the sleepers, or not sleepers, the snitches, and then just pull them to that front door and just everybody starts lobbing grenades and just kills them pretty quickly. Now, I thought at the end of this mission that we needed to go for the safe room that's behind us inside of that church, but you don't have to. As soon as you kill the second ogre, just kind of run around, maintain your health, and stay alive, and then it'll just complete the mission. But somewhere along the line, something hit one of the snitches somehow. I think my buddy actually just hit one of them. But from this point, you'll utilize the grenades, just one-shot those snitches as quick as possible. Avoid all the special infected. You'll notice with that sprint movement speed, we're moving. We're trucking. We're moving around everything that could possibly be in front of us. We're dodging all forms of damage, and we're getting that temporary health every time we throw those grenades. Huge benefit. One thing to note, you can start outside of the swarm zone that the breakers make, and if you start outside that, the swarm itself will not hurt you. You'll notice the swarm circle is, I'm already in the swarm circle right now, or I think I am, but there is a strat to be able to survive outside the swarm area. Notice Buddy's already gone down. I've already killed one ogre pretty quick. As long as you have those green grenades, it's going to be a little bit more if you only have the gray grenades. But you'll notice that breaker, he's dealing a lot of damage pretty quickly. But you'll notice, boom, that's where that one card with the 20 temporary health is going to come in handy. We were pretty low on health right there, but each lob, that grenade, boom. Simple as that. Very easy. Even if things go wrong, can make up for it. It's why it's a good idea for most of the team to be running the same build, because it's the only build you'll really need. You're not going to be dealing with special infected. You're just focusing on the breakers and the ogres. Now, I hope this guide helped you. Hope this is going to help you. hopefully one run it, not have to worry about running it multiple times. I had to do this probably 3 times, but that's probably the shortest amount of times I've had to do any run within Nightmare so far. Pretty simple, straightforward, to the point. And if you have any questions about the deck build, maybe some cards you don't have, maybe something you could trade in and out, if you wanted to work with something different, just let me know down in the comments. Or if you'd like to see me push into Act 3, see some of the Nightmare runs live, I'll have a link in the description below to my Twitch. Come and follow me over there. I'll be streaming daily. But on that note, hope this helped you out, and have a good one, guys.